I hope that my screen is visible to Jaris and all others, those who will be joining us. So as in this question, we are going to discuss, as in this session, we will be mainly emphasizing on all the important questions that you can find from this chapter in the exam paper. Either they will be of MCQ type of the questions, or they will be type of the subjective, like 2 marks questions, 3 marks, 4 mark questions accordingly. Okay, so we will proceed one by one. So first we are going to emphasize on the MCQ questions. Okay, so the first MCQ question, which acid is present in lemon? So you can have this question in MCQ also, you can find this question in the fill in the blanks also, and you can find the same question in the form of true or false. Okay.
Among citric acid, right?
Very good. So you will have like this. Okay, so as you have told me, Saeed have told me the correct answer, so answer is going to be B. Now similarly, B question, if we have the chemical formula of washing soda is, so Na2 CO3 10H2O. B option we have NaHCO3. C option we have CaCO3, and D option we have is Na2SO4. So while approaching to the
A.
questions, yes, very good. So while approaching to the questions, those who find that how to attempt this question, so you can clearly see that SO4 cannot be the solution, because we are searching for uh, a, a carbonate salt. So, and also we know that washing soda is somewhere the salt of sodium. So the C and D will be directly neglected. Now only the left answer is going to be A for us. Okay. So in this way you have to approach to the question. Now next question, third question.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, do we have to write this down?
Yes, it would be good for you, or otherwise recording will be available, then you can check from there.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, vinegar.
Yes, very good. Vinegar is going to be the correct answer for this. Okay. So this is the type of the MCQ questions you can have in your exam paper. One more question of MCQ.
Ma'am, sulfuric acid, right? I think so.
Yes. So as Saeed have already told us, the answer is going to be C, sulfuric acid. So I think in the similar way, you will be finding the questions and then I think you can solve it. Now I will proceed to the B type of the question, and then if time left, then we will be again solving few more MCQ type of the question on this chapter. So the B type of the question is about the question that you will find in the paper for 2 marks to write. Okay.
Ma'am, so like very short answer question.
Very short. First question. Just what is the difference between a strong acid and weak acid? And give example. So as you can see here, like this type of the question you will be given, then 1 marks will be given for to write down this difference between the strong acid and the weak acid, and 1 marks will be given for to write down the example. So I think all can easily answer this problem. Who is going to answer this first? Saeed, Jeris, Advait, Areman, who is going to answer this? Be quick, guys. So during this during the disassociation of any of the acid, if it's easily or if it's completely disassociates or dissolve into the water, then we say that it is an example of the solid strong acid, and whereas which the acids which are partially dissolved, they are going to be termed it as weak acid, and this is the one difference. And another, you can say that the pH is going to be lie between 0 to 5, their pH will be very close to the 0, and whereas for the weak acids it's going to be increased by 5 or nearby 6, before the 7, because on the pH scale 7 will be the neutral, so above 5 pH you will find generally. Okay, so the difference you can write for the question. Okay, so whenever you are solving such problems, I have told many times before in the class, you should write down it into the tabular form. So one side you will write strong acid and another side you will write weak acid. So in one statement you can say completely ionizes, or you can say dissolves. Examples for this. So examples you can write H2SO4, HCl, anything. And for this only you can write uh, carbonic acid, which is H2CO3, or you can also write acetic acid, which is CH3COOH. Okay, I will write down the names also over here. This is sulfuric acid. This is hydrochloric acid. In this we call it as carbonic acid, and the name of this is acetic acid. I hope this is clear that how you should write your 2 marks question. If it is a difference, then you should create a difference table. One side you will write down the 1 and another side you will write down 2, and the 2 should be clearly divided, because 1 plus 1, 1 marks will be given for the difference and 1 marks given for the example. So as the 1 marks for the example is given, so you should try to write at least 2 for each, half marks for each. Okay, half marks for both the 2 and half marks for the both, and if you are struggling, then at least 1 should be given for each and every. I hope this question is clear. We can proceed to the next. Active with the thumbs up in the chat section. Okay, now let us proceed with the next question. Such type of the questions I think you can find more frequently in the exam paper. Hydrochloric acid. So what we have to write down? We have to write down the chemical reaction for sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. So what is sodium hydroxide? NaOH. Okay. Now reacting with HCl. So if the two are going to be reacting, then the reaction will take place like this. Sodium will bond with this and H2O will be released out. So the final product we will left with, we will have the product as NaCl plus water. So you can say salt plus water will be formed, and this we call it as a strong base, and this is strong acid. So whenever acids and base are reacting strong, then there will be a neutralization reaction take place. Okay, and salt and the water will be formed, and the name of this reaction is neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. Okay, you could also have the question write down the neutralization reaction, then also you will be writing the same answer. If the question will be write down the neutralization or what is neutralization reaction, explain with one example, then you will say that if acids and the base reacts with each other, then the type of the reaction we call it as neutralization reaction, and the above example which we have taken here you can write as in your answer. So this is how your 2 marks will be given in the exam paper. If this is clear to all. Guys, if
Yes, ma'am.
okay. I assume that all have finished this. Now we will proceed to the next problem. You could also find from this chapter that you will be given with the some common names, and they will ask you to write down their chemical formulas. So right, this is question number I think 3. First option you are given with common salt. You can also find this question in the MCQ that match this, and washing soda. Third you are given with baking soda. So the answer for the common salt is NaCl. For baking soda it is NaHCO3, and for the washing soda it is NaCO3.10H2. Okay, and whereas this Na2, sorry, where this 10H2O we call them as a crystalline water. Okay, I hope this is clear.
Okay.
Okay, so these were questions that you can find in the paper for 2 marks. 3 questions I have taken because I want to give you the sample for each and every question. Now if the question you are being asked in the paper for 5 marks, you can say long answers from this chapter. So long answers will be like this. What is meant? Five marks. Okay, so how will you answer this? Who is going to tell me the answer for this question? Anyone? Okay, so first, as in the question you are given, what is meant by the pH scale? So first you will write down the definition of the pH scale. Okay, so if I go with the answer part of this, so you have to break your answer in the similar format so that teacher can easily identify your answer for the different parts of this question, or you can have ABC also numbered in the question, then it will be quite easy for you to write. But if it is in the same format, then you should change the paragraph and write your answer. So if I go with the first part of this question, what is mean by the pH scale? So pH scale generally we use to measure the strength of the hydronium ion in a particular salt. Okay, so you can say that pH scale, P stands for the power and H stands for H plus ion. Okay, so pH scale measures the power or strength of H plus ion in a compound. Okay, where P stands for power and H stands for hydrogen ion. Used to measure acidity and basicity of a solution, ranges between 0 to 14, where 0 acids, 7 neutral, or you should write it in the form 0 to
14, right, ma'am?
if pH is less than 7, then it will be acid. If pH is equal, then it's neutral, and if pH is greater than 7, then it's going to be base. Okay, this is what you will do. So this is how your first part of the question will be done. Now next is you have to draw the well labeled diagram for this pH, and then you have to write down the example for it. So now you will take a scale, है ना? You will have your pencil box. Maybe my diagram will not be that much neater, but in the similar way, and also um, like this. Here you will point it as 7, here you will point it as 7, and here you can point it as 14. Okay, so this part from here to here you can say decrease in acidity, and here you will say increase in basicity. This is neutral. Or if you want to draw this arrow this side, then you will say, just let me do that. If it is like this, then increase. Okay, this is how you can draw the diagram in the exam paper. Okay, now the third part of this question, which is here, the to write down the examples for the substances having the different pH value. So you can write lemon juice, है ना? You can write here examples as in the third part. Lemon juice or the lemon ranging between 0 to 7. If you do know the exact value, then you can write, as I know the exact pH value of this is going to be 7, or you can just write it as a as a simple in the lying in the range. Then you can have an example of soap. Then soap is a type of the basic in the nature, so it's going to be somewhere like this only. So 9 is the answer for this. Or you can also write one of the example, which is bleach. It has again basic in the nature, 7 to 14. If I'm not wrong, it's going to be 13. And you can write stomach acid, and it's between 1 to 2. Okay, so this is how you will write your answer, then only the 5 marks will be given to the question. I guess this is clear to all of you.
Can you go back one slide? Okay.
Finished?
Yes, this last verse.
Okay, now we will proceed with the next question.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide? Okay, ma'am.
Two more questions we will be discussing. Again, this is the question for the 5 marks. Okay, so again, this is how you will be given in the question. So you have to write down the chemical reaction for the preparation of washing soda as well as for baking soda. You have to write down the properties of washing soda and baking soda, and then you need to write down the uses of each. Okay, so we will proceed the solution or answer. First I am writing the washing soda. So we do recall the formula. It is Na2CO3 dot 10 H2. This we can have after heating the baking soda. Okay, heating of baking soda, then Na2CO3 will be formed, and also will be added the crystalline water like this only. Okay, so what is its uses? Uses for washing, in cleansing agent, and third use you can write it as in the softening of the hard water. Softening of hard water. So here the property you can write it as the crystalline water. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, now we will proceed to the B part of this question, which is the baking soda.
I'm going to show the previous slide like, for 2 seconds. Yes, ma'am, done. Thank you.
Now baking soda, again first we need to write down the chemical formula, Na2HCO3, sorry, NaHCO3. Okay. Now we will write down the reaction for preparation. NaCl reacts with water along with carbon dioxide. Also, the ammonium gas will be passed through the chamber. So after this we will have NH4Cl, which is ammonium chloride, plus NaHCO3 formed. Properties: white crystal, soluble in water. Now uses: used as antacid, antacid means when some of us is suffering from acidity, then we have milk of magnesia somewhere. That's a form of this only. Okay. And also in baking industry, used in baking cakes, etc., cakes, pastries, all these things, and also used as a fire extinguisher. I hope this is clear that how you will write your this 5 marks answer in the exam book.
Ma'am, can you leave, ma'am? Like, I have to go now.
Now after this we will discuss one more question on this.
I'll check the recording, ma'am.
Uh, a compound X is used in antacid or as antacids, also in baking cakes, identify X and write its formula. In the same question they can add to write down the properties of this. So similarly you will write according to the marks of the question. So here the 1 plus 1 is given. Okay, so 1 is for the identifying the compound and 1 will be for to write down the chemical formula. So I think baking word is there, so you can easily write it's going to be baking soda. Answer: baking soda. common name, and the formula we have NHCO3. Okay, I hope this is clear. If this is clear to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think these questions will help you and will guide you that what are the areas where you need to pay attention on this chapter. This chapter is really very crucial and important, will be asked in the paper for about 7 to 8 marks. All the various possible type of the questions I have discussed that you can find here in the MCQ form also, in the short answers also, and in the long answer, and how you are supposed to write down the each answer of each type. So I have taken sample of each and every question, so I think that will help you all. Okay guys.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so I request everybody to revise till taught, and see you in the next. Bye bye, take care.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.